This video is sponsored by SINoALICE. Hello everyone, my name is Musaki from the Chaldea Guru, and we are back with another SINoALICE video. Seems like you guys really enjoyed the last one, and SINoALICE himself reached out again to have us talk about some more wonderful features for this game. So first of all, thank you so much to the team at Poke Labo and Square Enix for allowing us to make another video for you guys. We went over entirely what everything goes on with SINoALICE, whether it be from the story mode, whether it be from the gacha, of course. But we did talk for a little bit, a section about PvP. Now, of all the things that keeps me coming back to this game time and time again, PvP is one of them, and it is definitely very appealing. The fact that you're gonna have teams of 15 at max going at each other every single day in live combat or sometimes automatic combat is pretty good. To the fact that they're doing Gran Colosseum matches, like these are ranked matches where the winners are actually announced on their official YouTube page, which if you're interested in SINoALICE, definitely subscribe because we are, so give it a shot. So anyway, we're going to talk about how to actually get started with the PvP process, how to unlock it, how to join or maybe create your own guild, and that way you too can get involved in this PvP shenanigans. So, without further delay, let's jump into it. The first thing you're gonna need to know is that you're going to need to complete at least Chapter 1 entirely of the story mode. Until you actually complete the chapter, you're not going to be able to access any of the guild or PvP features. This is a way so that way you actually get to enjoy the game and figure out its nuances, understand how to play, and get a better idea about what you're getting into. But once you get done with that chapter, once you go back to the main page, Paranoia are gonna come back and they're gonna say, hey, it's time to learn more about PvP. And they give you, at least if you want, the full breakdown. The menu on the top will be selectable, and once you select that, you'll have the choice to either create your own guild or join another one. And that's actually really cool. So for my main account, I actually have a Chaldea Gurus guild, and we play regularly every day at 8 p.m. Sometimes I can't make it because of my kids, but for the majority of the time we try to make it, and I say we do it pretty good. But when you join another guild, you don't necessarily have the control per se. If it's a random guild, you're pretty much at the whims and mercy of this guild. But they do give you a recommendation based on your power level, based on the guild is like accepting new members automatically, or anything else. So let's jump into that. We'll say I'm gonna go ahead and join this guild. Big boys. Okay, we're gonna join that one because it is recommended, and it definitely seems like, you know, they have more people. It's 13 out of 15 people. With us, that'll be 14. We have a spot for us there. So yeah, once we go ahead and do that, and that's it. We're in. Get this nice little thing. Say you want to do a tutorial. I suggest look at the tutorial. It does tell you a little bit about what to do, and you can actually go back and select individual sections, like how the life gauge works, how many members can fight at a time, etc. and so forth. It gives you that in-depth background. And anyway, once you're in, you are in, and you get to see everything. You see their win-loss rate, how many members they have, the level of the guild itself, their ranking, and the time for their PvP. Because remember, like I mentioned in that video, you set the time, and every day at that time is going to be a PvP match. So that's going to be about 2 o'clock my time, where you'll be able to get some PvP action in. Now, I will mind you, before you actually go in for PvP, you're not going to be able to like level up at the very last second and then go in. It's going to take the most recent gaming data, like the most powerful that you're at that moment, and then you'll jump into that battle right then and there with that combat. So if you are grinding up to the last minute, it'd be better to prepare a little bit earlier and maybe set your main team, which I will show you now. So the biggest thing, you're going to go ahead and go into your gear. and you actually can create gear sets. Now these sets can be for the same character or different character. You can have them fit different roles. Like, let's create a new set. Going ahead to create a new set, you have your options for the characters that you actually rolled for or the characters that you were gifted. Obviously I chose Alice, so I'm gonna stick with that trend and choose Alice. And from here, you choose your weaponry. It even tells you straight up, hey, this is how it all goes down with the weaponry, everything else. More depth. So if you want to know more, definitely pay attention to those little bits that come up. But as you see here, Alice is a breaker and she specializes in using swords. So ideally, if you want to get the best out of her, if you want to use her effectively, giving her a sword, she's going to be doing way more damage. She's going to be doing better. But if you don't, she can use a hammer, she can use a bow, she can use a lance. All those things are within her wheelhouse, but the sword is where she gets the most, at least this particular version of Alice. Of course, you have the section for your armor and your nightmares. Nightmares being your summons, which you only really get if you participate in events or if you get lucky and roll in a gacha. We also have sub gear, which also adds to your stats. Like I said before, certain characters can only use certain weapons. So in this case, because Alice can't use a violin or an orb, you use the stats from those weapons in your sub-weapon slot. Same with armor, same with nightmares. So that way you still get some benefit out of it, which is pretty good. Now you could be like me or how I was in the beginning, and if you're not sure what the right thing is, and you don't really have the time to look up a guide, well, hit that recommended button. That recommended button is going to tell you what's best. And at least for the main class, you have some options. You can just go for straight up the strongest. You can go, I want affinity of fire, or focus in on physical, stuff of that nature. I just chose strongest so that I can get the most combat power out of my unit, and it automatically equips what is considered to be the most powerful, regardless if it's even the same type. The other suggestion is when you are making PvP teams, I definitely suggest that you go ahead and don't focus fully on offense. And what I mean by this, don't focus so much on, I need every single breaker in every single slot. We're going to hit them, and that's it. You just have a team of offense. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to run up against a team with really good support. They're going to debuff the heck out of you, and they're going to buff the heck out of their allies. Even though their allies might be weaker than you stat-wise, once you add in the debuffs to you and the buffs to them, all of a sudden, now they're beating you. You see what I'm saying? So, for me personally, while having some good, strong units in the front are good, your rear guard, your support is very important. They will literally make or break you. You will either win or you will lose, depending on their buffs. Literally, PT, Vathana, joined our guild, and because he was the support for his previous guild, he brought that to us, and we actually started winning a lot more. Because now, instead of just 1 or 2 supports, we have 3. And that may not sound like a lot, but that's way more than we had before. And it makes it easier on the 2 other supports to take care of the front line. But those are just my tips. In terms of impressions, I've already said, really, with the story is really, I like the story. I'm engaged with it. I like Alice. I would like to do content with Alice, honestly. Anytime there's a new Alice, I gotta grab her. Like, there's an Alice in the gacha right now. I kind of want to roll for her. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hey, did you enjoy what I had to say about PvP Colosseum, about the whole process? If you did, let me know down in the comments down below, and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We not only are starting to dip our toe into some SINoALICE content, we are mainly an FGL channel, so definitely support us there. And if you're interested in trying out SINoALICE for yourself, go ahead and click that link down in the description and in the pinned comment. It's free of charge, of course, and you'll be able to enjoy all these lovely characters. And maybe, hey, let me know if you get Alice. I'm gonna need some of your luck. My name is Usagi from the Chaldea Gurus, and we are logging out. See ya.